In the contemporary world, money is more than just a tool. It's a superpower.
What are your superpowers again? I'm rich.
Ideologies are no longer merely political visions, but weapons in a global-scale conflict. Elon Musk made a bold comparison between George Soros and Magneto, the main antagonist in X-Men, the most powerful mutant in the world, who sought the survival of his species.
The future of our species begins now.
But if Soros were Magneto, who would Elon Musk be? Certainly Lex Luthor, Superman's arch nemesis. If Lex Luthor existed in real life, he would probably build rockets, buy social networks to control the global narrative, and post memes just like Musk.
Ding dong, the god is dead.
So we're dealing with two figures who believe they have a messianic mission on this earth. But is George Soros a real-world Magneto? Magneto, the iconic character from the Marvel Universe, is a Jewish mutant and a Holocaust survivor. Similarly, Soros, a Hungarian Jew, survived World War II. Through his remarkable intelligence, he made money in the financial markets and became a major player in the geopolitical stage, funding progressive movements and promoting a borderless world. His foundations have supported political reform initiatives, contributed to the downfall of dictatorships, advocated for free immigration, and backed capitalism restructuring. A vision that sometimes seems to ignore society's natural resistance to change. Like Magneto, who formed his own brotherhood of mutants to dominate the world, Soros has built a vast influence network with NGOs and political leaders founded by his resources. Critics accuse him of trying to impose a globalist vision without considering the will of the people. Why? Because, in his view, this is the only way to protect humanity's future. Is Elon Musk the real-world Lex Luthor? The visionary yet dangerous billionaire? Lex Luthor, Superman's famous adversary, is not just a brilliant billionaire, but also a man obsessed with the idea that he alone should be the architect of the future. He believes the world is on the wrong path and that only he, through intelligence and technology, can bring real change. He disrupts institutions, despises regulations, and believes in the supremacy of exceptional individuals. Elon Musk fits this profile perfectly. He has defined regulations in the automotive and space industries, transforming them forever. He took over Twitter to liberate speech, in his opinion. From Neuralink to Tesla and SpaceX, Musk is building his own technological empire, and some of his initiatives like Mars colonization seem straight out of Lex Luthor's megalomaniac playbook. His solution for making Mars habitable? Detonating nuclear bombs at the planet's poles, where ice is present so that the resulting water floods the planet. But let's stretch our imagination for a moment. If there were an underground civilization on Mars, wouldn't that make Elon Musk an intergalactic villain? A kind of Thanos? Yes, it would. Recently, Musk has supported the far right in every election he has been involved in, especially in Germany and Romania, a stance reminiscent of Luthor's tactics. Opportunistic alliances to achieve his goals, regardless of ideology. Like Lex Luthor, Musk has a love-hate relationship with power. On one hand, he wants to be the supreme leader of technological change. On the other hand, he represents himself as a rebel fighting against the establishment. But if Luthor sees Superman as an obstacle to progress, who is Musk's Superman? Could it be the governments regulating him? the European Union, Ursula von der Leyen, Emmanuel Macron, hedge funds challenging his vision, or ironically, the globalist magnates like Soros. George Soros adopted the concept of an open society from his mentor, Karl Popper, and the idea that the society reality is shaped by people's perceptions and actions. Inspired by Popper's The Open Society and Its Enemies, Soros became a proponent of democracy, freedom of thought, and free markets, opposing totalitarianism, regimes, and ideological dogmatism. A central concept in Soros's philosophy derived from Popper's epistemology, which states that financial markets and society do not function in perfect equilibrium. This contradicts the notion of completely rational markets. Thus, Soros had transformed these philosophical ideas into practical principles for investment and social activism. What do I disagree with Soros on? With woke ideology, mainly because it goes against meritocracy by prioritizing social diversity. I've personally been a victim of injustice in university. I remember wanting to participate in an Erasmus program, having had a scholarship throughout my studies and being one of the top students. Yet, the vice dean refused me in favor of weaker candidates. Additionally, I disagree with the gender ideology and pro-LGBT agenda of the progressive movement. We don't have to fully align ourselves with any systems, doctrines, and mentalities. We should take what's good from them. The problem is that when we idolize someone, Elon Musk for example, we blindly fall in love, and that person, among many truths and remarkable things they say, might slip in some nonsense. It's like someone mixing actual crap into a luxury chocolate, and we swallow it whole, saying overall it's good, as if everything our idol says is pure genius. We lack discernment. But what has Soros' open society actually achieved? Here's my personal example. I work in the stock market and have clients primarily from the United States. They know I'm from an Eastern European country, yet they have no prejudices. They don't see me as a thief, a gypsy, a scammer, or a fraud. They want to see what I can do before they judge me. But wasn't society before activists like Soros came along much more racist, xenophobic, misogynistic, and homophobic? So then, don't globalism do us some good? Is this political philosophy perfect? Not at all. Neither is democracy. But it's the best system we have right now. Do you want a dictatorship? Emigrate to Russia or North Korea if you want to see how it is. An inevitable showdown is coming. So Magneto and Luthor aren't just two classic villains. They are two sides of the same coin. One believes change must be imposed at any cost, while the other believes that he must be the supreme leader of progress. The same goes for Soros and Musk. The first finances a world order where liberal values are imposed from the top down, while the latter wants to reinvent the world through technology and deregulation, free from the constraints of political elites. Meanwhile, Elon Musk paid zero federal taxes last year in the United States, despite making $2.3 billion from sales. And he received massive financial incentives from both Biden and Trump. From where? From taxpayer money, from the people he's now firing once he gets to the White House. State Department employees, USAID workers, single mothers, veterans, and disabled people. I would even go so far as to say that Elon Musk is morally responsible for the deaths of people who no longer receive the aid from USAID provided to underdeveloped societies in Africa. But he has to cut government spending, find money, and pay off the 36 trillion in public debt. So why doesn't he start with himself? With a 400 billion fortune, Musk paid as much in taxes as a Walmart manager. Does that sound fair? Have you ever heard of Musk donating to foundations or charities, trying to end world hunger or digging water wells in Africa? No, he lays off more people than he hires. So who is the real villain of this planet? George Soros has donated over 32 billion to human rights initiatives, education and public health across more than 120 countries, and has pledged that most of his wealth will be donated after his death. So, do you really not see where the manipulation is? Just like in comic books, neither of them is an absolute hero or a pure villain. Magneto, though radical, defends his species. Lex Luthor, though manipulative, believes the world needs a stronger leader. Soros and Musk, despite being on opposite sides, share a common trait. They both want to shape the future according to their vision. Who wins? In the modern duel between Magneto and Lex Luthor, there is no clear ending. Soros continues to fund social change through his son, Alex, while Elon Musk keeps challenging the status quo through technology and media influence, controlling the global flow of information via Twitter. The real question is, who will the world choose to follow? From the philosophical perspective of Karl Popper, who advocated for an open society free from autocracy, Soros could be seen as a champion of continuous change, but one that could ultimately lead to a subtle form of control over individual freedom. Meanwhile, Elon Musk has adopted a more aggressive approach, elevating oligarchy to state policy by creating private monopolies and promoting an economic ideology where the rules are dictated by innovators, refusing to tax the same power groups that, in his view, should remain the driving force behind technological progress. This contrast between the two, Soros, a supporter of regulated open system, and Musk, who elevates oligarchy and free market dominance to law, reflects the ideological and economic conflicts that define today's global geopolitics and economy. Musk, far from fighting oligarchy, seems to embrace it, giving it a central role in shaping the world's economic and social destinies. What do you think? Is Elon Musk truly a modern Lex Luthor? Is Soros the real-life version of Magneto? Leave a comment and let's debate this epic clash between two of the most powerful men on the planet. Share, like and subscribe to help me create more videos like this. Thanks for watching.